didn't know it was going to be that hard, right? I thought you'd
Yeah.
just be a really good doctor and everybody would come in, right? People didn't really understand what we did. When people were coming in looking for what they thought of chiropractic, it didn't go well. It was very difficult. We weren't good at selling. In fact, when I did take on selling before, I failed enormously. In my head, I just thought you set up a practice and all the people came in. So like, I don't really set you up for all this. And so then I got on a call with ChiroJump and I was like stunned. I was like, holy crap, these people know what they're doing. But then people started coming in and being completely open to what we're doing. Who knew that your advertising company could also be your coaches to help you with selling? I don't need a coach to help me advertise anymore. I just need one. It's kind of amazing that everything is there that you need. My name is Jay Reed. I am an NET chiropractor. I work in Oakland, California. I'm the main doctor in the practice, and I have two associates that I work with, and we have a lot of fun.
Awesome. When you started your practice, what were some of the big goals that you had for yourself?
When I started my practice, I really did just want to help a lot of people. I wanted to have a successful office where I made as much money as I did in my old career from a teacher. And I wanted to have fun, I wanted to make money, and I wanted to help people. So that was my major goals.
It's a good crossover for sure. Uh, what were some of the struggles that you had? Because I know we've talked about like the unique struggles you faced as an NET doc. Like, what were some of the struggles that you faced there?
Okay, so being an NET doc, it's so different than traditional chiropractic that we would have people trying to sell us all sorts of things to help us get patients, but we knew that they didn't work because they had a set program that was for a set kind of chiropractor to get a set kind of people in, and none of that worked, right? You'd get these people who come in and they either literally jump up and run out the door when they found out what we did, and then or they couldn't get it, couldn't understand it, and it just made things hard. When people were searching out what we did amazing, but when people were coming in looking for what they thought of chiropractic, it didn't go well. It was very difficult.
Yeah. And I know you had some very unique experiences around that. When you first started, like, what was the expectation that you had in your mind for how things would go?
Yeah, I don't know that I had expectations. I didn't know it was going to be that hard, right? I thought you'd
Yeah.
just be a really good doctor and everybody would come in, right? Word of mouth. And we did have a whole lot of word of mouth, but it just wasn't enough, right? We had to work
Mm.
really hard. We weren't good at selling. I never had to sell anything in my entire life. In fact, when I did take on selling before, I failed enormously. So I just didn't have running a business and selling things and getting new people to come into the office in my head. I just thought you set up a practice and all the people came in. So like, I don't really set you up for all this.
Yeah, no, that's big. Can you elaborate a little bit on your previous experiences trying different marketing avenues, that kind of thing? And I shared some of the stories that are just wild. They baffled me the first time I heard them. And it's still kind of crazy that people would actually run out. But what did you try, like tangibly try to actually bring new patients in that didn't work?
Okay, so there's things that worked. We did BNI, the business networking,
Mm.
which actually was helpful. It's just, again, people didn't really understand what we did. And it's hard to say it in 2 minutes and then sit down and then you have to spend a lot of time going place to place. It did work some. It just was very, very slow.
Mm.
Um, we, I'm telling you that we did Yelp one time just because I got tired of them bugging me. That was the worst thing ever. People came in and wanted to get better with one adjustment. Absolutely the worst. And we had worked hard to get our Yelp score way up high. But why? Because they're literally the people who just want to get cracked and get out. So that was a disaster. I will never do that again. Uh, and then I think, most after that, it's just internal marketing has been the best thing for us. But
Yeah.
those were the two things that made me decide there's no way we're doing online marketing. There's just no way.
Mm. What was that switch that flipped that led you to give it another shot? Because you had a lot of evidence against it to start.
First of all, I had just learned about data-driven marketing where it's not like something doesn't work right away. It's like it doesn't work and you adapt and it doesn't work and you adapt. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And so then I got on a call with ChiroJump just really because I wanted to harass them. I was having a day where I'm just literally answered all my questions, did everything I knew to be right about advertising for a business and doing what it takes to run a business well. And I was like stunned. I was like, holy crap, these people know what they're doing. And even then, I was a little hesitant, but I was willing to give it a try. And then we tried it and it was amazing. It's just like, I couldn't believe, I thought we would just advertise for standard chiropractic. And that's what I had put out there. But then people started coming in and being completely open to what we're doing. So that's really what happened. I just heard everything I know to be correct. And I knew you guys were totally on top of it and knew what you were doing. And then I'm like, let's give it a try.
Let's go. What do you feel like has been different in the different approaches between other companies that you've spoken with and what we've been able to help you with?
First of all, who knew that your advertising company could also be your coaches to help you with selling, to tell you all the steps, to put what needs to be in your texts? It's like everything is covered. I don't need a coach to help me advertise anymore. I just need one. So it's kind of amazing that everything is there that you need. You can give a call and get a question answered. I'm used to be a teacher. I know that you need lots of different ways to get the information to people, and you have them all. The video is there. The Zooms are there. Everything that you need to learn the way that you need to learn is in ChiroJump.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's definitely a product of a lot of people like yourself giving feedback and asking for things, and us just creating that stuff as needed as people have those questions, need those answers, that kind of thing. Which is fantastic. It's always that iterative approach that you kind of mentioned earlier. What are some of the struggles you've had since working with us, and how have we approached those and addressed those? Because I want people to know, like, this isn't something where it's like, hey, we just throw something at the wall, and if it doesn't stick, it's like, well, that sucks for you. Like, deal with it. Can you share a little bit on those?
Yeah, we struggled with the sales and closing at the beginning, and my interns especially because they're newer. We had going through the script and reinforcing that over and over really, really helped. I think everybody struggles with the selling. It just sounds like a word. Oh, who wants to sell? But the way that you guys put it across to us, it doesn't really feel like selling. It feels like addressing the person's need. So once we get that in our bodies, it comes across to the patient. And that's
Yeah.
what was really helpful with the videos and the scripts and the meetings.
Yeah. No, I'm glad it feels that way, because that's definitely like the heart posture behind it, is making sure that it's like always patient first. You can't build a business where you're not focused on the person that you're trying to serve.
I'm not taking anything
It's,
personal, right? The person
yeah.
comes in, and when you take it personal with what they say, it makes it hard to continue. But all the coaching on this, none of this is personal. Let's find the ones we can get. We don't have to get every person. Let's find the fit. That has been
Yeah.
helpful for us and the interns incredibly.
Yeah. What do you feel like? Is there anything else you want to share about your experience, how we work together, about really anything that's happened since we started? Because I'd love for you to be able to share anything that feels super relevant to you.
Yeah, the other thing that I have loved is that, a lot of the times I'm working with a front desk that's relatively new as well, and they have a lot of resistance sometimes just because this is new for them too, to have exactly what I say backed up by you guys, and that even my front desk can get coaching and put the numbers in and check in with you and find out how that can be done. That's really made a difference. It's been another slow change just because my front desk had an old way of doing things, but with all the reinforcement, they're doing incredibly well too.
Yeah. We're not in the business of just like sending people to you. It's like, really, how can we help your business grow? How can we help you guys grow? How can we grow with you? And so
That's
forth.
how it feels. It feels like
Yeah.
you're here to help us. We're all in here to
Yeah.
make each other successful.
100%. Do you feel like, and this is like kind of a loaded question, do you feel like if you can do this, if you can make this work, if you can succeed, that other people can too? Because I know a lot of people look at this with like that mentality of like, well, it's not going to work for me because of X, Y, or Z reason. Did you have some of those thoughts? And like, if so, like, do you think other people can get through those as well?
Yeah, I am the poster child for that. Nothing's gonna work. I've already tried everything. No more. Like, forget it. That's for someone else. Yeah, some sort of cute face and shiny personality. But no, none of that is true. It's all trainable. I learned that with you. And yeah, it's been incredibly comforting and successful.
So if you're running a practice and you want to go ahead, take your practice to the next level, maybe level up your team at the same time, bring in more new patients, get conversions down, make sure they're able to actually help the people you're trying to help in the ways that you're trying to help them. Definitely like getting in touch with us, booking a call, that kind of thing would be the best place to start.